All right, Terry. It looks like it's going to be one of those days, huh?
Yeah, it does.
I press enter on the computer to get this thing up and rolling, and the next thing you know, it says your internet is not responding. Don't you hate when you press a button and the program doesn't respond?
I do. I do. I hate
It's kind of like when you do a pick four and your horse doesn't respond.
that.
What do you hate more?
I think I hate more when my horse don't respond.
Do you? I don't know. I mean, it's a horse is a horse, right? And it's an animal with a human on the top. It's in a race with a bunch of other animals, so I don't know that you're necessarily always going to get what you want from it. The computer should work when you press the button.
Yeah, should.
At least that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe other people feel differently, but it just drives me. And the crazy thing is, we were ready to go. I was ready to press go live, and then it just says, "Oh, not responding." And you just figure, okay, I'll wait 30 seconds or so, see if it comes to. No, still not responding. So hopefully our picks will respond. But before we get to that, Terry, today we have to start with some unfortunate news. I don't know if you saw this news, but I know you did because I sent it to you. But jockey Miguel Mena was apparently walking on the highway, Interstate 64, and got run over by a car or something.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, he tried to cross it, which made no sense to me. I'm not familiar with the road, but it sounded like it was a main highway with a lot of traffic. So
yeah, it says that he was struck on the vehicle, Interstate 64, westbound between Blanken-Balker Parkway and Hustbourne Lane, around mile marker 16. So the people who live around there are obviously familiar with that area. But that's sad to hear. I feel bad. I know I read, I think he had a couple of kids and left a wife behind. So a father gone too soon. Prayers up for you. Rest in peace, Miguel. We hope that your family can find some comfort. I know how this can be. So from my own grandmother passing away, it was very difficult to deal with. I couldn't imagine what it'd be difficult to deal like if your father passed away. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Say, yeah, God bless those children, right?
Yes.
So a little less sad news, Terry, is we've talked about this from the beginning, and that's these digital horse racing stuff, right? Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with these NFTs.
Yeah, no, I'd never seen them before until we started talking about them a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, it's I guess what they're doing in the UK is they're flying over the
those are the drones. I'm talking about I'm talking about the NFTs, the digital. Like
yeah. Okay. Where you buy a horse, digital horse. And I had never heard of that either. So it looks like fun because I guess you have to take care of the horse. You can't just buy it and let it go. You have to feed your horse and train your horse and do all the things that are necessary. So I think it'd be something I would be very interested in.
Yeah, and it looks like it looks like it's going to be like a Bitcoin. And I say a Bitcoin, but a digital currency as well. The $OLY. So Oldie Sports is putting its focus to slightly different. So apparently, yeah, you have to have the horse. You got to feed it, train it, and everything. So this could be kind of interesting. Remember, we talked about last week about a horse, just a digital horse that sold for $500,000 Australian dollars, I think, or maybe American dollars. But that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I'll tell you, it's said that the company announced that it's going to try to raise $2 million in fundraising, and that the values of the company at $20 million, which is pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. If you think about the money with the Bitcoin people made, I wish I would have taken advantage of the Bitcoin when I was younger. And well, it was just a few years ago, not a whole lot younger, but we were talking about it in the office when it's trading like $800. My God, it's like $60,000. And some people think it's going to go to $250,000 per coin. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but
well, somebody called me up about it way back when, somebody that I knew, and he was all excited. He was going to buy some. I hope he did. I never checked if he did. And I just told him, nah, I'm not interested. It sounds crazy to me. So
yeah, it was crazy that we didn't do it, Terry. That's the crazy part, right? That it was right in front of us. I read about some kid who bought one, a recent one, and he put like $8,000 in it or $5,000 or some. I think he put $8,000 and he's worth $5 billion now.
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine? And we're trying to hit a $200 pick four. Maybe we're in the wrong business. We had to do Bitcoin racing, Terry.
We should have. Yeah, that's for sure. So
You were talking about this though, Terry, about the drones over in England. Apparently, people are live streaming horse races with drones. So they're getting the drones up over the track and then they're live streaming them, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and over there, they have that betting that you can bet or take your bet off during the race. You can bet on a horse to win, or you can say, okay, well, I don't want my bet to continue. And I guess that's what they're using these drones for mostly, so that they can decide whether their horse is going to win or it's not going to win, or if some big long shot's going to win, and they make bets right away. So that's what the controversy is over there.
So what happens is the drones are giving you a real-time view of what's happening.
That's right.
And the computer screens on your betting accounts are slightly delayed.
They are, yeah.
So you're able to see what's happening in the real time of the drones before you can see what actually happens on the track, which gives people, an advantage over others, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. And one of the people that I read about says, if you don't use these kind of advantages, you're just a gambler. If you're gonna be really successful, you have to have an edge, and this is a really good edge.
So if you're not cheating, you're not trying, that whole adage?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't think they consider it cheating yet, but they're going to make it. I know that they.
Well, Wall Street does the same thing. They front run trades. So what Wall Street does is, and you can read all about this. There's firms out there that haven't made like a negative trade in years, because what they do is, so orders are routed on the internet, right, on the information superhighway. These big firms, so they're waiting alongside of the highway, kind of like in the old days when the cowboy movies where they would rob the stagecoaches.
Yeah.
And so they're waiting for the stagecoach to come, and the stagecoach is coming with the buy orders. And these programs read what buy orders are coming in. So let's say there's an order for 1 million shares of Intel to buy. They'll cut in front of the line and then buy it right before the 1 million shares come in. And as soon as the 1 million shares come in and push up the price, they'll sell it again. Wow. Which is just insane. That you want to talk about, that should be illegal.
It should, yeah.
And the people who do that should go to prison, or when it gets bailed out, or when Wall Street, the Wizards of Wall Street, crash the economy as they do every 20 years, they shouldn't get bailed out. Let the folks who own the multi-million-dollar houses on the Hamptons sell them to pay their bills, because they bankrupted the rest of us with their BS trading schemes, right?
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. So
let them try to make some money picking horses, Terry, like you and I, working real hard, in the real world, and not front running people to get an advantage. We just try to use our information as an advantage, our brains, Terry, right?
Yeah.
Our noggins. Well, you'll be using your noggin starting tomorrow. You're on your way tomorrow to Del Mar, right?
I am, yeah. I leave in the morning and going to drive about halfway, because I'm old enough that I don't like to drive all the way.
So Terry likes to drive about an hour and then stop.
Yeah, well, a little more than that, but not much more. I'm about 8 hours from there, so I drove about halfway, about 4 hours.
Yeah, it's about a good enough drive for me. 4 hours too.
Yeah.
Any more than that, you start to get real fidgety in the chair, right?
Oh, I do, yeah. When I was younger, I could go 12 hours. It didn't bother me. But anymore, no. 3-4 hours, that's it for me. Any more than that, I'm pretty dead.
You had enough. Yeah, yep. I know that feeling. I'm going to have that feeling today. I'm going to be stuck in my chair because working on the wagering guide for the Breeders' Cup today and tomorrow. We'll be over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Hopefully tomorrow morning we'll have every single $100,000 race at Del Mar for Friday and Saturday. So make sure you head on over there. It's going to be, I can tell you personally, there is a ton of work that goes into it. And there'll be a ton of information that goes in there. I can't guarantee you that every horse obviously is going to win. I wish I could do that, but I can tell you that it's been thought out and everything's put together in a reasonable, thoughtful way. Yeah. Speaking of which, Terry, you're always putting your best bet together in a reasonable, thoughtful way. And yesterday you had a nice one.
I did. And I feel kind of bad, because if you looked at my place parlay, you'll see that the number 3 Brazen is who I used in my first leg. Well, for some reason, when I put together my my pick of the day, I put the 4 on top and the 3 second, and it should have been the other way around. So I'm hoping people used it anyway. because the number 4 ran second, paid 220 as the hard favorite, and Brazen, who had won 3 races in a row, and I really liked that horse.
It was 15 to 1 morning line.
Yeah, he paid $25.80, and the exacta for $2 paid $54.60. So the way I bet, I usually would box that for $20. So $546 is what you collect.
Would have collected if you did it for $20. Yeah, you had a nice one there. So hopefully you can back it up with another nice one before you go on vacation, Terry. A lot of pressure on you, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I hope so. Today it's Indiana Grand pick race 5, and I liked the number 1 horse, Humble Warrior, ran 4th in the $100,000 Indiana Derby, and now drops back down in class where he can be competitive. Number 2, Malibu Classic, won his last race and earned the highest last speed rating. The trainer jockey combo in the last 14 days have won 3 out of 8 and ran second once. And then I like number 3,
Oro means gold. I think it means gold in
Azteca.
Spanish. Yes, the gold Aztec.
Yeah, it's Tecta. He cuts back to 6 furlongs. This is a distance he can be a lot more effective at. So that's it for today.
That's it for today. Well, hopefully you and I can be a lot more effective today at our pick 4, Terry.
Yeah.
We're going to stay at Indiana Grand, starting in race number 6, Terry. That's why you started race 5. I'm sure with your best bet of the day, so that we can maybe piece together a pick 5. Again, Terry and I we would recommend that take a look at the horses. We're not necessarily always doing pick 4s. I bet pick 4s. I predominantly bet trifectas when I bet, Terry. How about you?
I usually bet pick 4s and pick 5s and exactas.
Yes, I'm usually an exacta or a trifecta player. When I do my trifectas, I usually take my top 2 picks over my top 3 picks for second, and then either my top 4 or top 5 picks for the third place horse. Sometimes I flip around the first 2 legs and I'll do my top 3 over my top 2 because I can't make a difference between horse number 3 and horse number 2. So I figure, you know what? One of my top 2 picks has to finish second, right? They both can't win.
That's right. Absolutely.
Unless they dead heat and then they both finish first and second, right?
Yeah. So it works out. So.
Indeed it does. So let's start in race number 6, Terry. That is a 6 furlong race at Indiana Grand in Shelbyville, Indiana, not too far from where I am in Chicago. They've had 243 of these races so far, Terry. 187 of the 243 were considered speed horses. 75 of those 243 were so fast, Terry, that they got to the front and they never gave up the lead. And it sure looks to me like if you look at the 243 races to date, that there is a slight advantage to the outside horses over the inside, but predominantly plays fair. How do you like this race, Terry? Who are you going to put as your top pick in there?
I actually like Shandana. She won her last race by 8 lengths. Received the high
1 horse, right?
Yeah, the number 1 horse. She received the highest last race speed rating, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a high percentage trainer, Robert Dobbs Jr., and a sharp 4 furlong workout of 48-1, breezing third best out of 38.
So I know I said that outside speed works, Terry, but right next to the 1 horse, Shandarna, is the 2 horse, Je suis Belé. I hope I got that right.
Yeah.
If you look at the early pace numbers on this horse, Terry, it's the last few races, it has been much faster than the 1 horse out of the gate. It is returning to dirt, something it hasn't run on in a while, but the last time it ran on dirt, Terry, it got to the lead just like it did on the turf. So I expect that you're going to see Je suis Belé. Hope I got that right. Doubtful. I think you're going to see that horse press for the lead, Terry. And as I mentioned, a full 75 or almost a third of all horses that win at Indiana Grand at 6 furlongs on the main track do so from front to finish. So yeah. I'm going to put the 2 horse in there.
I agree because the 2 is my second choice. You know, she finished in the money in the last 7 races that she's ran, and she's won 2 of those, running a second twice too. The trainer, Scott Mullins, wins 25% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to the races.
So hopefully it doesn't get beaten today because we got a nice price there at 6 to 1 morning line. Hopefully that number goes up, not down. Who else do you like?
I like number 7, Chakara. She is 2 for 2 at Indiana Grand, and her trainer, Helen Pitts, in the last few days has 7 mounts, 5 wins, which is a 71%.
It's a high percent
clip. Yeah,
you don't even have to do math to know that's a lot, right?
No, and that 7 also early speed running style will help the chances. Her chances. Yeah.
And it's a horse that does run up on the lead. And Deshaun Parker is a very aggressive rider too. So I like that in his riding style. So he'll get the horse to the front and get every bit out of the horse that you can. If you ever haven't seen Deshaun Parker ride, make sure you check him out over at Indiana Grand. He's definitely going to get the most out of his horse. I'm going to go with a little bit of price, Terry, for my 4th pick. That is number 6 right inside. So you pick the 1, I pick the 2, you pick the 7. Now I'm going to pick the 6. Very Amelia, Terry. I know the last race out didn't look so hot, but this horse has done pretty well at Indiana Grand. It's won 4 races out of 9 with 3/3, and it has, I think, one of the highest speed figures attained at Indiana Grand. But most importantly, it's done most of its hard work, winning work. So it's won, as I mentioned, 4 races. 3 of those 4 have come in 5 races at 6 furlongs. So I feel like this is the right distance for a horse that does have some giddy up. Last time it ran at Indiana Grand, with 2 races back. Last time it got squeezed at the start, so had some problems. But the time before that, where it ran at 6 furlongs, won by 4.5 lengths. So I'm hoping it can run back to that length at a price.
Well, we're thinking a lot alike because number 6 is my 4th choice. And like you said, she's won. She won 3 out of the last 6 races that she ran there. Mm-hmm. And the trainer and jockey combination in the last 14 days have won 3 out of 7 mounts and ran second twice. So yeah, so we both think a lot alike because my picks were 1, 2, 7, and 6.
And mine were actually 7, 1, 2, and 6. So in a little bit of a different order. But in any case, both of us agreed the 6 horse was the 4th pick. Any horse in here, Terry, that you want to put aside? Yesterday we had a scratch.
Yeah.
In case there's a scratch later on, which horse do you like?
Number 9, Azurtra.
Mm-hmm.
And she closed to win 5.5 furlongs. And now she stretches out to 6 furlongs, which I think she can handle. The trainer wins 23% of the time when bringing a winner back to the races.
Well, what's funny is you went to 1, I went to 2. You went to 7, I went to 6. You went to 9. Guess who I'm going to go with now, Terry? The 8 as my alternative.
Yeah.
Well, Tap and Sway. That horse to me looks like it's run well at Indiana Grand too, Terry. Has run at the course 9 times, 3 wins, 3 seconds, and a 3rd. What I like is the horse has been on the bench. It's been working out. And I look back at the trainer, Randy Klopp's training pattern the last time the horse came off the bench. Mm-hmm. Didn't really push his horse. Kind of gave him some, middle of the road, kind of, in the middle half of the workouts at the distances when the horse hit the track. And doing the same thing this time. Came back last time after a break to run at Indiana Grand, 6 furlongs on the dirt, just like today, and came back to win. So I look at that training pattern and I see a very similar pattern there. So I'm a little bit concerned about the 8 horse getting to the lead and beating us based upon that past pattern.
All right.
Race number 7, Terry, is a mile and a 16th on the main turf. It's an optional claiming $40,000, non-winners of 2 lifetime for fillies and mares that are 3 years old and up. They've run 55 races at a mile and a 16th on the main track, Terry. 40 of the 55 were labeled speed horses. So in the first 3 at the quarter-mile marker, 11 of the 55 for exactly 20% managed to go wire to wire. And again, despite the fact that they turned left kind of early, which I would feel like should normally give it inside horse the advantage, it looks to me like the outside horses, again, not a significant advantage, but a slight advantage over the inside horses based upon win percents. So for me, Terry, I'm going to once again, I'm going to kind of go away from the post bias trend, but I am going to stick with the speed bias trend. And I'm going to start with number 2, Lady Mackenzie. Are we still thinking alike or not?
No, I've got that in my picks, but not as my first pick.
All right. So last time out, the horse was supposed to run on turf, did not. Ended up on a fast track at a mile and 70 yards. So I'm going to add a little bit of distance today. But it did go wire to wire, Terry. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. The race before also was on the dirt. That one at a mile and a 16th, finished second by a neck. So it seems to me like the horse likes the distance, is going to get up and get to the front and have a chance Looking at the other horses in the field, I didn't see a whole lot of other horses that had ones across the board that managed to maintain the ones across the board. There are some that have ones, but they tend to end up, at 5s and 6s, 7 and 8 lengths off the leader. This one, you can't make that case.
Yeah, she did. She won her last race and received the highest last race speed rating. And she likes this distance. She's won 66% or been in the money 66% of the time, winning 17% of those races. And she also likes the track. She's finished in the money 100% of the time at Indiana Grand, winning 33% of the races. So she has a high percentage jockey and trainer who, in the last 14 days, has had 3 winners and 3 seconds out of 11 starts.
Mm-hmm. So I like that horse as that's my top pick for this race. How about you, Terry? What's your top pick?
Number 1, Ragtime Dolly. She's won 4 races in a row at Belterra Park, and now tries Indiana Grand. And she has a bullet workout at Belterra Park of 4 furlongs, 49 breezing, best out of 6.
I was looking at that one too, Terry. I moved it off to my 5th pick because I don't know how horses translate from Belterra to Indiana Grand. I feel like Indiana Grand is a step up from Belterra. No offense to Belterrans. And when you look at the early pace figures, they're quick, but they're not as quick as some of the other horses. So I feel like the horse might not get out as fast as it looks on paper. And again, I do like that bullet workout. So I did have it in my picks, but I moved it down. The next pick for me, Terry, is number 4, Stand by the Flag. And if you look at that last race, you probably say, what in the heck are you thinking? But it was at Belmont, it was a grade 3. So the horse was way over its head, but did hold the lead in the grade 3 for the first 6 furlongs, Terry. Now it's got claimed. Coming now to Indiana Grand for trainer Michael Maker, who's a good trainer, very good trainer, who wins the first time with a starter, a horse, about 15% of the time. But if you look back a few races when the horse ran, it does like to get to the front, Terry. And I feel like, looking at this horse dropping in class here today, that this is, in terms of the quality horse, like the pedigree horse, the horses that it's faced, the competition. This horse, to me, is the one that has proven to run competitively against the best horses so far, and has run at the distance 3 times, has 2 wins and a second. So you got what I feel like is literally the best horse with a great track record at the distance. So I'm going with Stand for the Flag.
Well, I can see. I did not pick it in my picks, but what I can see here is that by dropping in class here and coming to Indiana Grand, has the best dirt speed among today's starters, and this could be just the ticket for this horse to win after not winning for 2 years. So.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like that's a big relief in class for me. So that's my lock, Terry. You can't knock him out of there.
I won't. I liked it all right. Once I looked at it and saw what you were talking about. Then I liked number 7, Judy's Way. She ran second in her last race, improving her speed racing in the last 3 races in a row. And she's finished in the money 7 out of 9 races this year.
Yeah, to me, it was between the 7 and the 6, Terry. I can go with either one of them for sure. So I like the 6 horse as well. So we'll put the 6 horse as our scratch alternative, or did you have some other idea?
Oh, no, because the 6 horse is my 3rd pick. So that's great.
And the 7 was your 2nd pick?
No, yes, that's true. So Lady McKenzie was my 4th.
So I knocked out your picks there, huh?
Well, no, that's fine. I got the one in the 7, which is my top 2. And one of the things I like about Lady McKenzie is my granddaughter's name is Mackenzie. So
it's an absolute winner then, Terry, for sure. All right, so that's it for race number 8. Terry is, again, 6 furlongs on the main track we talked about. You want to be fast. You probably want to be a little bit towards the outside, although you can win from anywhere in this race, Terry. And I'm going to start with a long shot, Terry.
Okay.
It's actually my 3rd pick, but I feel like it's a horse that people are going to overlook, and I don't want to forget it because I did that the other day, a horse that I had that I forgot, and it actually won, and I had it on my hot dog ticket. So that's number 10. Talk to Me Justice. The horse last time out was bet pretty evenly in its debut at Indiana Grand, broke from the inside post and got an okay break. Kind of stood up on the lead, then backed off a little bit at the end, which is not unusual for a horse making its debut, right? Now making its second race, I expect her to improve. And then since that last race on October 11th, she hit back to the track again for a workout. It was the second fastest at 5 furlongs of 22. So the horse came back to the track after showing some early speed. I expect that you're going to see the horse show a lot of early speed today, and at the same time, Terry, have an opportunity to carry that speed further as it improves, because those early pace numbers were as good as any in this field. And if it improves, the horse will be on the lead and be the one to catch.
Yeah, you make a lot of sense there. And I see that the jockey in the last 7 days has really been on fire. He's been in the money 12 out of 19 times, winning 5 of those. So,
well, let's hope that we can go long shot, Terry, today.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
We need one. So I think this race, we could put 2 more horses in here, Terry. Okay. I started with maybe we'll have to put 3 in the next leg. We'll find out, because I feel like there's a couple of other horses that factor. So I'm going to give you the next 2.
Okay.
Who do you like?
I like number 2, Stormy Wager. She likes to run on top and finish second in her last 5 races. In 6 of her last races over a distance. So she went over a mile. She now cuts back to 6 furlongs, which I think will help her. And the trainer, Scott Mullins, wins 21% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to the races.
Okay, I can go with the 2 horses. Showed some speed and tailed off. Bad word for horse racing, right?
Yeah.
Coming back for its run 3 times at Indiana Grand. One of the reasons I kind of stayed away, but I do like that early speed. We'll see if it can hold. In its last time, it had a little bit of time off, did hold its speed right until the wire, and then got beat at the end. So let's hope that if Stormy Wager gets to the lead, it doesn't do that again. Who else do you like?
On Stormy Wager, I'm also hoping that because it's cutting back to 6 furlongs, that'll be the ticket. But number 4, Lily's for Morgan. I guess that's Lily's for Morgan, huh?
Yeah, Lily's for Morgan.
Yeah, she finished second in her last race at Indiana Grand, earning the highest last speed rating. She has one of the best dirt speed among today's starters.
Okay. I feel like, Terry, the horse right next to it, she did show some improvement last time out. But what I didn't like is that the race did shorten up from 6 furlongs to 4 longs, and she still faded at the end and faded hard. Hopefully today, Lily's from Morgan doesn't do that. But the horse to its outside, Lady Don't Mind, making its debut, the 5-horse, Terry. When you look at the workouts, they've all been recently pretty good. The last one has been exceptional. And, I like that bullet and go angle. And October 19th, there was 35 horses that ran at 4 furlongs, and she put in the fastest work out of every single one of them, Terry. So I feel like you can't overlook that horse because you don't know what it's going to do. So do you feel like we should put it in there or put it to the side?
I do. No, I like it because I like to put horses in that's never ran, and especially when they have great workouts like that. So, yeah, I like the horse.
So that means we have 3 horses left for this upcoming race, Terry. And I feel like, to me, let's rewind a little bit, though. Race number 9 is 5. Okay. Is there a scratch horse that you want to put in, or does that work it for race number 8?
Yeah, we could put number 7 as a scratch horse. She's a closer who stretches out from 5.5 furlongs to 6 furlongs, and her best dirt speed is the fastest among today's starters with another one.
I agree with you, the 7, but I also think our nemesis could probably bother us too. That's the 9
number
horse.
9. Yeah,
that was
my 4th pick. Go ahead, Tom.
No, yeah, that's it's been really our nemesis, the 9. We got, and here it is again, and 2 of them as alternatives. So it's probably going to go 9, 6, 9. Like the hot dog parlay that we're pick 4 that we're building off to the side is probably the one to play. But anyway, race number 9, Terry, the 2 horses scratched. Again, 5.5 furlongs. They've done 158 races at the distance so far at this particular meet. 119 of them, Terry, have been considered speed horses. And this one absolutely has an outside bias for sure, Terry.
Yes.
Which bothers me because when I look at the horses here, Terry, I like the inside horses better than I like the outside horses. So I'm going to start, Terry, with that 1 horse. And I hate starting with that, but Treasured Nikki, I feel like this horse is going to be absolutely the fastest out of the gate. It's been facing the best class that's coming in from Gulfstream Park, It's been working out fairly well at Indiana Grand since coming to Indiana Grand from South Florida. You have Deshaun Parker. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Deshaun is a very aggressive rider. He's certainly very good up on the lead, and he'll make sure he gets the most out of that horse. So I feel like Treasure Nicky's going to get to the lead in a 5.5 furlong race, 48 out of 158. So a third have gone wire to wire. Terry, I feel like Deshaun Parker's going to add to that total.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's my second pick, and she had couple of really good workouts. October 28th, she 48-1 breezing, fourth best out of 38. And then a bullet workout prior to that on 22nd of October, 3 furlongs, 37 breezing, best out of 10.
Mm-hmm. And then who do you like, Terry, next?
Number 7, Mini Dress. She ran second versus similar in her last race and has the best earth speed, is among the fastest of today's starters.
So let's see. Nick B says the 10 got scratched in race 8. It wasn't scratched when I looked at it in the morning. Okay, so we'll replace the you want to replace the 10 with the 7 or the 9, Terry?
And that's like 8.
Let's see, like
7.
The 7 horse. All right, copy. We'll put the 7 in there then. And then, all right. So now, finally, race number 9. Who else do you like, Terry?
I like number 8, Fantastic Riva. Oh, did you get the one that I like? Mini Dress, number 7.
Number 7. All right,
yeah, Mini Dress.
Number 7 in there. Okay, so we only have one more horse left in here, Terry.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Okay, number 8, Fantastic Riva. She drops in class, and her early speed running will help her chances.
So you have the 8 horse. I like the 3 horse here, Terry. So we have to decide which one of those we want to go with between the 8 and the 3. So the 3 horse, Terry, that is, and again on the inside is Carmen Electra. Who didn't like Carmen Electra in the 80s, right? Or 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
Coming in from Hawthorne, Arlington Park, the Illinois horse. Yep. I feel like a lot of these horses that are coming in from Arlington they're doing pretty well as they go into Indiana Grand and a lot of other mid-level tracks across the country. The horse did show 2 races back a lot of speed on the all-weather track at Arlington Park. I expect that you're going to see the horse do better in the second time off a layoff. And the fractions last time out were pretty sharp at Hawthorne, despite getting bumped early. I feel like the 3 horse Carmen Electra is going to give us a price and have an opportunity to be near the lead with some speed. So between the 3 and the 8, Terry, we got to decide which one. You haven't used your lock yet, so you can use it on me if you want.
I like the 3 because now that I look at it, it actually was bumped at the break last race out, which really probably hurt it, and it ran that really good race at the second race back at Arlington Park. Ran second.
So you want to go with the 3?
Yeah, let's go with the 3, and we can put the other one outside. So.
And just in case, like the 10, it scratches, right?
Yeah.
All right, so there is our Fly 4 for today at Indiana Grand. Hopefully, it's we got some nice prices in here. Unfortunately, my good price, the 10 horse, scratched on us. But in race number 6, the 1, the 2, the 6, and the 7. In race number 7, we have the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Race 8, the 2, 4, 5, and 7. And in race 9, the 1, 3, and 7. So, Terry, we can do like the casino at the slot machine and go 7, 7, 7, 7, and hopefully hit a jackpot today.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
that would be fantastic. Hitting a jackpot with all those days, huh?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, absolutely.
So John Wilbank says he would add the 8 Fantastic Riva in race 9. So make sure you do that, Terry. I know you probably have it in your. So we're going to bring up our fly for our hot dog pick 4s now. So I'm gonna have to make a change since that 10 horse scratched out on me, Terry.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna change it on the fly for the hot dog. What do you think about that?
Okay, sounds good to me.
So tell us about your picks, Terry.
Okay, in the 6th race, I like the 1, the 2, and the 7. And in the 7th race, I like the 1, 6, and 7. In the 8th race, I like the 2, 4. In the 9th race, the 1, 7.
So for me, I go 1, 2, 6, 7 in the first leg, 2, 4, 6 in the second leg. I had 4, 5, and 10, but I'm going to take out that 10, Terry, and replace it, I guess, with the 7. So that's the horse I'm going to put there because the 10 horse is scratched. And then I feel like that last race with Deshaun Parker on that 1 horse, Terry, is a standout. So I soloed that one.
Okay.
So we're both our pick fours, the hot dog pick fours. Sorry, I got that fly banner up there still. Are both just $18.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds like a pretty good deal to me too. And then today, as always, we have our 3P parlay. And I think we both had a couple of third place horses that screwed us up yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I started out with that real good horse that I liked, the number 3.
The Brazen, the $26 winner.
Right, and paid $6 to place. Had $60 going on the next one.
Mm.
And the next race, my horse ran third, beaten probably ahead.
Yeah.
And then the last leg, my horse ran fourth, I think. So it didn't really matter.
Yeah, it didn't much matter. My first horse, I think, finished fourth in just a bad ride from the jockey. Again, that's the one thing about closers that I don't like, Terry, is that so many times you see jockeys just run him into a wall of horses, and you can't understand for the life of you, why are they running him into a wall of horses, right?
That's right.
Thanks you, John. We appreciate you coming and tell your friends about us. We can always use more friends like you.
Absolutely. Well, I actually like at Indiana Grand, the third race. I like number 2, Toss of Fate in my place parlay, and then I like number 1, Shandana in the 6th race, and in the 7th race, I like number 1, Ragtime Dolly.
And I went off to Finger Lakes in New York for races 5, 6, and 7. So I think at race 8, you can make your pick 4 out of here with Johnny Fontaine, the 5 horse. And then I roll a couple of dues, tumbling dice like the Rolling Stones, Bureaucrat, and Whistling Birds in race 6 and 7. So hopefully we can both come home with Sasquatch today, Terry.
Yeah, would be great. Like to hit the pick 4, hot dog pick 4, and the place pick, and my pick of the day.
Because you're not going to be here tomorrow. Terry's going to be on his way to the Breeders' Cup. Can we all be jealous? How lucky are you, Terry?
Yeah, well, in all these years, ever since it started, it's been on my bucket list. So finally get to go.
Let's not talk about bucket lists, Terry. It's just on your things to do, right?
The things to do.
Bucket list means they end, and we don't want to talk about ends until they come.
All right.
Put them off as far as we can, right?
Yes.
Indeed. So yes, folks, if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the higher up Google's or YouTube's algorithms we go. Google's too. It's the same company, I think. And you can see us then. More people will find us. So maybe we can make a quarter a day. And then also like us on Facebook. When we go live, you'll be notified on Facebook Live. And follow us on Twitter, because when we're about to go live, Swiss Army Sean socializes to let you know what the topics on the show will be. We do appreciate our sponsor, Guaranteed Tip Sheet, keeping the lights on, so to speak. If you head over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet today, you will see that the free park of the day is Zia Park. Register for free, and you'll get the Zia Park picks. You'll see right here what that looks like. We give you 3 best bets and 4 picks with 2 alternative picks and suggested exactas in trifecta wagers. And as I mentioned, if you head on over there tomorrow, I'm hoping that we'll have the wager guide done. We'll have every single $100,000 race, every single Breeders' Cup race highlighted with horses that we think can get to the pace, a little bit of analysis, our value shots, our long shots, the whole ball of wax. It's going to probably be like a 30-page report on the Breeders' Cup. You'll be absolutely prepared.
So, hey, hi.
Hey,
hi,
Martina,
Joe.
how are you? That's from, hi, guys, Joe McDowell from Martina Lazar from El Paso, Texas.
That's right.
Got a lot of folks from Texas today.
Sounds like it. Yeah, sounds real good.
Everything is bigger down in Texas, Terry. So since we had a lot of Texas fans today, let's hope we have a bigger pick 4 payout.
That'd be great. Yep.
So any final thoughts, Terry, before you hop in your car?
Yeah, so I want everybody to really enjoy handicapping for Friday and Saturday's races. I'm enjoying it. I was up early this morning starting on Fridays, and I think it's going to be a wonderful weekend for everybody. I think there's going to be, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think the horses this year have been really good fields. They're very competitive, so a lot of good horses.
Yeah, I'm going through, as I said, for this wager guide, and my gosh, they are very competitive. So the horse that you like last, you can make a case for. Because usually what I like to do is I like to run through them and say to myself, how can this horse win? Right? And then I figure, okay, what are the odds of that horse doing that to win?
Yeah.
So this horse has 1 way to win. This horse has 4 ways to win. This horse has 2 ways to win. So I kind of like to go through that first. And then I like to run them through my computer screen and see how they rank according to the computer screen. And while I'm doing that, I go through the form and I write down the ones I like based upon the angles. And then I look to see how they all fit the track bias. And then from there, try to make my picks, the horses that I like, that the computer likes, that fit the track bias, and at the same time look like they provide some value at the price that they're at and offer the most ways to win. It's too much at times, Terry.
It is. Absolutely it is.
So tomorrow, Tom will be in filling for Terry, and we'll do the same thing, except I think we're going to do Del Mar tomorrow, maybe Churchill Downs for our pick 4. We'll have our 3P parlay, and based upon what happens today, we'll talk about the news events of Tuesday on Wednesday. Terry, have a fantastic hump day, everybody. Terry, have a safe trip down there to Del Mar, and we look forward to you giving us the inside information.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Terry. Again, have a safe trip. Everybody have a fantastic hump day. Or is today Tuesday? Today's Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. Tomorrow's hump day.
Yeah, I just tell you, I'm all confused. Everybody have a fantastic Tuesday. Good luck with all your tickets at the track, Terry, and may they all be
winners.
Absolutely.
In the winner's circle.
Have a great Tuesday, everybody, since it is Tuesday after all.